Welcome to the road to WAC Vegas. We're officially 1 month away from the WAC basketball tournament in Sin City. Competition is starting to heat up for the top spot in the WAC and to grab that #1 seed. We've got some good games going on this week, so let's start on the women's side. Saturday afternoon, UTRGV heads to Orem, Utah to take on Utah Valley. As the standings sit right now, the Vaqueros are in the #2 spot, while the Wolverines are #3. You might remember when these two teams last played on January 17th in Edinburgh. It came down to a buzzer beater from Jordan Holland as Utah Valley won 57-55 in dramatic fashion. UTRGV is coming off of a long week as they played 4 games in just 8 days, but came away victorious in all 4 games. The Vaqueros currently lead the WAC in scoring and defense. Adele Turk comes away from last week's win over Bakersfield with 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. As for Utah Valley, they're 10-3 at home this season, and they just came off a close game against Seattle U. Out of the Wolverines' 63 points, 40 of them came in the paint. Jordan Holland is a name you've probably heard around the WAC. She's coming off of a double-double against Seattle U with 13 points and 12 rebounds. She leads the Wolverines in scoring as well as rebounds and steals. Up next, we're going to chat with the head coach of Utah Valley's women's basketball team, Cathy Nixon, about the upcoming week. We'll be right back.
In the WAC, we take pride in our character.
When we win with humility.
And when we lose with dignity.
We know that how we act toward our opponent, the officials, and the fans defines the game.
Not the scoreboard.
And we know that showing respect will always outweigh any trophy.
Because when we focus on fair play,
We can't lose.
Good sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
We are now joined by Cathy Nixon, the head coach of the women's basketball team at Utah Valley. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. Back in October, Coach, you guys were ranked 8th in the WAC preseason poll, and now you are 3rd. Was that motivation for you guys at all?
Well, I think, like we talked about back in October, I think that was definitely a fair prediction because people didn't know our team. We'd been with our team over the summer and in the fall, and I felt like we were probably a team that was better than 8th place, but you got to prove it. So, it's been motivating to us, I think, to just have people know who this team is, and hopefully we've been able to help people know that we're a little bit better than they thought we might be.
You guys have 2 big games this week at home, New Mexico State and UTRGV. How good is it to be back at home?
It's good. I think everybody enjoys being on their home court, and we're excited about these games. Our focus really is just on ourselves. We're a young team, and we can't get too hyped up about who we're playing and just trying to get better for sure.
And you guys have New Mexico State on Thursday. It's an early game. Brooke Salas, the last time you guys played, had 15 points, which is less than her average, but she had 18 rebounds. How do you stop somebody like her?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday in our film session. Brooke does so many things for their team. And I think it's easy to focus on what she does, with the ball in her hands, putting it in the basket. But I think the 18 rebounds and her presence on the defensive end probably has as much impact on their success as anything. So, it's not us against her. It's really just our team measuring ourselves and our progress. But they're a challenge for sure between, Salas and Pack and the other players that they have on their team. There's a reason they're in first place. And we'll definitely need to play well to be able to beat them.
Should be a good matchup. But then on Saturday, you guys have UTRGV, and the last time you played them, Jordan Holland had a pretty good buzzer beater at the end. What kind of energy does she bring to your lineup?
It's really been fun to see Jordan's progress. If you saw her as a freshman, she was just young and inexperienced and lacked confidence. But I think I was talking with someone just last night about Jordan's progress, and she really has blossomed as a player, as a person, and that's all really a tribute to her hard work and commitment that she's had for the last 2.5 years, and just such an important part of our team on and off the court.
Do you think that has anything to do with her dad being a referee for the WAC? Obviously, I'm sure he's working with her a little bit on the side. Do you think that helps at all?
I think Jordan, we're all probably kind of a compilation of the people who affect us, but I think the influence Jordan's dad has had on her hasn't really, the most important impact has not been on the court. he's been a huge impact and influence in her life in terms of her resolve to commit and work at the Division I level to be successful. And I tease him, and I've said it multiple times. If Wilson Holland could hold a parenting class on how to be a parent of a Division I athlete, it would benefit all coaches like me. He's been just a dream in terms of what a parent would do and how they would support the coaching staff and how they would try to teach and mentor their daughter. It's just been awesome.
It's great always to see families kind of bringing together and connecting on the basketball court, but also life after basketball and off the court.
Absolutely.
And Coach, let's talk about Maria Carvalho. She's pretty much putting up numbers in every category, but she's only a freshman. What does she really add to your lineup and to the team?
Yeah, actually, just minutes before we were talking, I was meeting with Maria and just telling her, she said, well, Coach, we were talking about her and her improvement, and I was telling her how, as a coach, I've given her that responsibility to be in the driver's seat, per se, on the court, and that I trust her because she's earned that. And regardless of whether she's a freshman or her experience, she's earned that and is doing a great job just leading our team on the floor and learning how to be a teammate in this country and in our program. And she is just an awesome person. Love Coach Maria. She's great.
Sorry, Coach. Do you think her being vocal is one of her biggest strengths?
Something she's working on. You look at what she's done in the last, 6-7 months, coming to a foreign country, learning, going to school in what is not her native language. She was not confident in English when she first came here. But, she has learned to be vocal. It was hard for her at first on the floor. She was afraid she would say the wrong thing. And we've had some very comical times on the court where she's tried to pronounce things that we've been saying. But she's learned to be comfortable there, and her teammates have embraced her. And absolutely, she's a vocal leader for us and a leader in many ways on the court.
It's always so great to see. But, Coach, you've also had a lot of 11 a.m. start times. Do you like having those early times?
For us, hey, we just like to play. There's, probably pros and cons to whatever time you would choose to have as a game time, but we've had a lot of those early starts. Our girls are great, and we train in the morning a lot. They've had 6 a.m. Lifting sessions and court sessions. So this team is just really adaptable and resilient. Whatever time we tell them the game is, there's no complaints. They're excited to play, and we're looking forward to this Thursday.
Well, Coach, I hope it's as loud as it always is for those times, but we appreciate your time coming on with me today.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck this coming week, and when we come back, we will be talking about the men's games for this upcoming week. We'll be right back.
Adrenaline, passion, triumph. Moments that'll never be forgotten. The 2019 WAC basketball tournament at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas, March 13th through the 16th. Be a part of the madness. Get your tickets now at orleansarena.com.
Welcome back to the Road to WAC Vegas. On the men's side, New Mexico State picked up a couple of big wins at Bakersfield and Grand Canyon and now have a 2-game lead in the WAC standings. Utah Valley makes the trip to Las Cruces. The Wolverines are the last WAC team to win at New Mexico State. That was back in February of 2017. You can check out that game on various regional sports networks. Utah Valley hasn't played a game since January 30th against California Baptist. The Wolverines were supposed to play at Seattle U over the weekend, but the snowstorm in the Emerald City changed those plans. Bailey Steele is becoming a force to be reckoned with. He recorded 3 double-doubles so far on the season. As for New Mexico State, the Aggies are riding a 9-game win streak and have an overall record of 20-4. With their last win, the Aggies have gone 8 straight seasons with 20-plus wins. Eli Chula scored 20 points and 14 rebounds in the Aggies' first matchup with Utah Valley on January 19th. He currently has 21 double-doubles in his career, ranking him 32nd in the NCAA. He also leads the WAC in field goal percentage at 65.8%. As for Jake Tolson from UVU, in their last game, he drained 5 threes in the first half against CBU. Tolson scored 26 points in January against New Mexico State. That's his season high. He's currently averaging 16.5 points a game and is best in the WAC in three-point percentage at 47.3%. After UVU visits New Mexico State, the Wolverines will travel to UTRGV. The Vaqueros are riding a 4-game win streak. That's on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Other matchups to keep an eye on include New Mexico State taking on Utah Valley on the women's side. That's an 11 a.m. tip-off time on Valentine's Day. Then Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, Kansas City takes on CSU Bakersfield on ESPN3. Now, honestly, last week's contest was really difficult for me to decide, so I had to get some help in the office. But I got a good laugh out of Simon Says and the mascot game, and we decided to give this week's tickets to Luis, who nominated the Green Man Group from Utah Valley. I got to witness one of their performances live last year at the tournament, and I have to admit, it was pretty awesome. Luis, shoot me a DM by Monday, February 18th, so I can get you those tickets. Now, for this week's contest, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've seen some crazy outfits for games this season, so my challenge to you this week is to make the craziest outfit that you would wear in Vegas for the tournament. I'll be expecting to see the winner rocking the look if they get the tickets in Vegas. Make sure to use the hashtag #HeyRachel. I can't wait to see all of your crazy looks. Another reminder that you can grab your tickets for the WAC tournament at Ticketmaster.com. We're 1 month away, so make sure that you pick up yours. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Road to WAC Vegas. For the WAC Digital Network, I'm Rachel Vigil.